Hello there everyone, welcome back to another Gundam card game video. I hope you guys are ready for Starter Deck 3. This is the one I'm most personally excited for, though I'm not sure it's the best, even though it doesn't have the Gundam that made me want to play the game in the first place. Let's go ahead and get into it. We're going to be talking about all the cards in the Starter Deck, going to give you my review, in particular in the context of the Starter Deck only events. So let's go ahead and get into it. We begin with a huge unit here in Sinanju. This is probably the biggest unit in the starter decks when paired, just in terms of the amount of value it gives you. So this is a level 6 5 cost that during pair gains high maneuver, so you ignore blockers, which is a very powerful ability, and then during your turn, when this unit destroys an enemy shield area card with battle damage, choose an enemy unit and deal 2 damage to it. So this is a very valuable ability to have, being able to sort of make sure you're going to face, but also ping down your opponent's units. Let's take a look at Full Frontal, because this is a really important card to contextualize why this is so powerful. So Full Frontal here is a level 6 pilot. So big deal that this is level 6. You're not going to be able to play this for a while, and I think that is potentially an issue with this starter deck. But if you play it, you are going to have a really powerful swing turn where the tempo turns in your favor, because when paired, you may deploy a Neo Zeon or a Zeon unit card that is level 4 or lower from your hand. One thing I will say, this is when paired, not when linked. So you don't have to put it onto Sinanju, but the moment you are able to get this guy onto a unit, you're going to be doing some insane stuff. +2/+2 for level 6, so you're going to be making Sinanju a 7/6, I believe. So very large. One of the only units in the game that will be able to take out a Gundam wing, so worth saying that. And you're also going to be able to play out a level 4 Neo Zeon or Zeon. So this is basically going to play out your whole deck. This is a really powerful card. Let's go ahead and have a look at the other cards in the deck, though. So first off, we've got a level 4 3 cost here in Angelo's Gaara Zulu. This is a 3/3 for 3, which is fine, but activate main support 2. So rest this unit, and one other friendly unit gains AP +2 during this turn. So that's not bad. Let's have a look at Angelo, just so we have some context as well. So Angelo is one of the dual mode cards here. This is a level 2 1 cost command. Choose one friendly unit against +AP2 during this turn, and the pilot is just +1. So this is not great. It's fine. It's potentially going to help you make some trades. It's not the most incredible thing in the world. +2 AP can matter for this cheap, just because it can maybe let you get rid of a 5 HP base quite easily if you've got a 3 attack unit out. So I wouldn't write this off. It's just not like anything super crazy. One thing I will say that is very nice about this card is because of the action, your opponent could attack into one of your units thinking they're going to get a free trade, and actually you can then use this card on your opponent's turn and make the attack of your Gundam bigger, and then you're going to both lose your unit, and that could actually screw up their whole turn. So I think this is worth thinking about for that reason. It's not like broken or anything, but I think it's very solid. Let's have a look at Gaara Zulu. So this pairs with any Neo Zeon trait. This is very important, because this is going to go with multiple of your pilots. If we have a look at our potential pilot cards, we can see that Angelo is Neo Zeon, Full Frontal is Neo Zeon as well. So this is going to go with both red pilots, which is pretty important, because otherwise you might be struggling to pair with the other Zeons. I will say one of the issues is the two competing sort of attributes that are going to be in your deck, and balancing those out is going to be something you need to do. Here we have a 2/2, we have a level 2/2/1 with activate main support 2. So this is better than your, well, it's probably better than your generic 2/2s, just because you gain this support ability, and that could be quite nice. We'll see how good this ends up being. I'd be worried about, with it being only 1 HP, how easily this can be pinged down by any effect damage. And then we have a 1/1 1/2. So this is worth noting, because this deck doesn't have any blockers, which is a pretty big deal. Not having any blockers could mean that you are in slightly dire straits if you're not able to stop if you're not able to stop big attacks. There are obviously ways to answer blockers, but I think not having them is a bit of a whiff, though you are getting some cheap units, so we'll see. Okay. This deck is very aggressive, I will say. So then we have Char Zaku 2 here. This is a level 3 2 cost. When destroyed, look at the top 3 cards of your deck. You may reveal a Zeon or Neo Zeon unit among them, add it to your hand, and return the remaining cards randomly to the bottom of the deck. And this pairs with Char as Nabal. So let's have a look at Char, because Char is very good. So Char is a level 3 pilot, 1 cost, with attack during this turn. This unit gains +1 AP, and if it's a link unit, it gains high maneuver. So this is always on attack. You're having +2/+1. You're permanently +1/+1. So this is going to be a 4/3 but on attack it's a 5-3. 5 HP is a meaningful breakpoint. That is going to be able to hit some of the bigger units in the game, so that is really, really solid. And then you're also going to kind of replace itself when it's destroyed, which I think is really, really good. Obviously, you're going to gain hard maneuver when linked, but you don't actually have to be linked or paired for you to get the value from this ability. And a card that's going to go out and just replenish itself, I think, is incredibly valuable. This is the other legendary rare in the deck, and it's incredibly good. Obviously very archetype restricted, but this is going to be like a staple 4 of in any of the decks that are trying to play it. Then we have more aggro here. So we've got Zaku 1. This is a 1-1. So we have 2 1-drops in this deck. We have another level 2 1-drop here with 1-2. When it attacks, it gains AP plus 2. So this is going to attack as a 3-2, but it's only a defense. It's defensively a 1-2, but that's, you know, still pretty good. You're getting lots of very aggressive units in this starter deck, and we continue to go wide with our final unit here in Goof. This is a 3-3 2-3. When deployed, you play a rested 1-1 unit token, and it pairs with it links with Ramba Ral. So let's have a quick look at Ramba. So this is a level 4 command dual mode card with an action to choose one friendly unit. It can't receive battle damage from enemy units with 2 or less AP during this battle, and it gives +1/+1. I don't think that command as an action is super good, so you're really mainly playing this for the pilot. I think this probably is not going to see much play in the actual main set. The trait is, you know, relevant, but yeah, not incredible. Although I suppose it could come up, but it's probably not going to. So those are the units. Let's have, we've seen most of the pilots, so let's have a quick little look at Close Combat. This is a very good card. So this is a burst main action. Choose an enemy unit, deal 2 damage to it. So 2 damage is obviously a meaningful amount because there's a lot of these cheaper units with 2 HP. You're not going to be link pairing all the time, and so if those units are not paired, this is going to basically kill anything. This might also let you just get there and kill a big unit. The big thing about this card is this is going to answer every blocker in the starter deck meta. So just being able to go, yeah, here's 2, kill your blocker, that's really, really valuable. I think this will be quite important. This is the only deck and the starters that actually has meaningful effect damage, so you are going to be able to get quite a lot of value out of this card potentially. Yeah, I think this is just a solid inclusion. Then we've got Rilula. So this is this deals 1 damage to a unit with 5 or less AP when it comes in. So again, this is solid, just sort of pinging stuff down, getting things into range to just be destroyed by units or destroyed by your effect damage. So again, you have just a decent base. And then we have Foul Mail as our final card here. So this adds 1 of your shields to your hand, and then if it's your turn, deploy a rested 3/1 unit. So this is just making you a unit. Again, really, really solid stuff. So let's go ahead and talk about this deck overall. This deck has, I think, potentially some of the strongest things you can do. I think, like, what I will say is my pick for the deck to go for is probably this one, purely because this deck is able to do something that we know is very, very solid in the Gundam card game, and that is go wide. In this starter deck meta, there's not really that many outs for going wide. So if you sit there and you just shit out your whole hand, right, like this deck we're looking through, we have 2 level 1/1/1s, so you're probably going to have 8 copies of those in the starter deck. Plus, you got the level 2/2, a level 2/2, you got a 2/2/2/2 and a 2/1/1/2. So you got a bunch of these really cheap units. So you can just shit out your whole hand on level 1, 2, 3, and 4. You've got a 3-drop that makes a token, and you've got and then you're sort of you got a 3/2 that replaces itself. So your card advantage is not going to die when this card disappears. And then, of course, you have a really powerful thing you can do later on in the game where you pair up the Sananju. You're going to be able to do ping damage around. You're going to be able to cheat out another unit from your hand. Just really go as wide as possible. My guess is this will probably get there most of the time against most decks. I don't think it has the same power ceiling as stuff like Wing Gundam, but I think this is the pick, really. I think I would just say you kind of got to go for this one. It's just going to go so wide. It's going to be so annoying for your opponent to deal with. It's not super reliant on the Legend Rare as well to kind of be doing its thing. That's going to be an issue in these starter deck tournaments when you're only getting 2 of each Legend Rare in the starter deck. How often are you going to be seeing those cards? Not as often as you would like. Whereas all the commons that I'm shitting out onto the board, I'm going to be seeing all the time. So that's my pick. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Please like the video if you enjoyed it. Check out my reviews of the other 2 starter decks. The starter deck 4 review will be coming out as soon as in a few days, as time as you're seeing this. And then, of course, I'll be doing a little tier list, and I'll be talking about some tips and tricks for the starter deck tournaments. So if you're interested in that, of course, do subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Cheers.